My role is, here within the customer success department, I'm a senior director. I manage the support team. So my team consists of folks in the L1 support and the L2 support, both in the US and also India offshore. It's a pretty hands-on team and pretty technical as well. They've seen the customer success stories and also the pain points every year to year. And this time of the year, especially when we are talking about the peak, where we have days like Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas, New Year's. This is like our biggest shopping season for all the retailers, right? So we see a lot of different use cases and different pain points, and that in fact is the interesting part of my job. So I get to work with wide range of customers and different industry verticals within the retail itself and different segments and the way the customers think in terms of bringing us those product enhancements or the product cards and the product itself delivery solutions, which is a SaaS based platform, is pretty interesting. It's growing month over month. No 2 months are the same when we look at the different components of the various product lines that we have. So I think that's the most interesting part of my job, getting to work with the variations in the customer use cases and also the variations in the product lines.
I am a senior client relations manager at Delivery Solutions. I think my favorite part about my role is being the voice of the customer and getting to bring that back to every different part of the team, whether it's the product team, sales team, onboarding, customer support, just really getting their ideas out there to the rest of our team and making sure our strategy is the same as the customers.
While we are talking to the customers, we also get to understand the sense of orchestration that they want to be doing with all their delivery service providers, right? So we have an Uber, DoorDash, or Rodi, or these are some of the common names that you would have heard of in the market, which DS team helps the customers to place them side by side. So if the order goes to say one provider and has to fail for whatever reason, driver capacity or for load or for whatever with one provider, it goes to somebody else based on the customer rules that the retailer wants to set, right? So these rules differ uh, during the peak season from customer to customer based on the contracts that the retailer has had with the delivery service provider. So that's very important for us to understand. So that's point number two. Point number three is peak also comes with a lot of load in terms of the volume of orders or in terms of individual order, like one shipment having multiple packages. So those are some of the special considerations that we talk to the customers and get a sense of understanding so we can relay the same to the delivery service providers as well, who would be basically responsible for taking the package from point A to point B. Those are some of the main points.
So some of our retailers are closed throughout different days of the holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas Day itself. Although customers are still going to order on those days, they can use our platform through orchestration, our smart windows, several different things to ensure that the customers' orders are still going through, but the drivers aren't going to show up to the store on the day of Thanksgiving when it's closed, leading to a bunch of cancellations or failures. So our system can automatically, without anyone needing to take time away from their holiday itself, automatically come in, hold those orders until the next day that the store is open, and that way the customers still get their order when they were expecting it, and everything runs smoothly on the holiday itself.
And I have one more use case that I can add on to that. This happened in the during the recent peak in terms of here's a retailer who has essentially two delivery service providers who have been configured in the system. So there's also one other caveat with the provider itself that if a lot of load goes in, multiple bulk orders at a single point in time goes in, they kind of rate limit. As in, there's also a capacity up to which provider can actually assign to their drivers or to their pool of drivers, the set of drivers, right? So beyond that certain threshold, if the orders start coming in, they block it, they rate limit it. So if the retailer obviously has only two providers and one fails due to whatever reason that the API has or gateway issues or whatever, and if it's banking on the secondary provider as a backup, and if they rate limit, then the order is going to fail. A similar situation happened for one of the customers, and then we had to basically jump in and make some phone calls and then understand the way we understood that was our L2 team was troubleshooting the logs in the backend, and then they found out that this certain provider is basically blocking the orders beyond a certain threshold to go, and there was this duration of 3 hours or 4 hours when the API for the primary provider was actually down. So the secondary had to hold up as the buffer or cover up for all those that duration of 3 to 4 hours. So we made that phone call and we made sure that that talking happens, and then they understand that this load is basically temporary and to open their window essentially for taking that additional load, if you will. Obviously the conversations after that which follows is with the billing and the accounting, which the retailer, which again the three parties involved: delivery solutions, the retailer, and also the provider. But yes, it was definitely a successful use case and a successful troubleshooting technique that our team had done. And this is the beauty of delivery solutions, where we essentially thought about this concept of placing a secondary provider side by side to the primary provider and making sure the order doesn't fail but orchestrates and self heals itself to something that's already configured in the system, right? I think that greatly improves the stickiness factor as well that the customers have with the delivery solutions platform as such.
Delivery Solutions allows our customers to give their end customer a fully branded experience from the time they're placing the order on the website all the way to the point where it arrives at their house. Through our tracking services and our customer notifications, throughout the entire process, it looks like it's just being delivered by the customer itself.
It goes both ways, right? The stickiness factor or the brand loyalty factor, to Rand's point, it actually goes both ways. From our standpoint, when we get the foot in the door, no customer that we have reached out to so far, in my knowledge and in my experience, have signed up for all the product lines, say shipping, delivery, smart windows, post purchase. I mean, we can talk about returns, right? I mean, there's so many product lines that we have. So no customer signs in for A to Z on day one, right? We get the foot in the door. Say they sign up for something like same day delivery with say 2 providers or 3 providers, right? Once they see the traction that they get in terms of the volume of orders or in terms of the self-healing, the exception management scenario that the portal itself has. It's inbuilt and it's a free feature that the portal has, right? The delivery solutions platform has. Once they see the value that they are getting with the inbuilt default features that DS has, they sign up for more options with us, like post purchase or returns that comes or that follows. And typically that we have seen is the customer either signs for same day delivery or shipping, right? Once that happens, to get the foot in the door, then obviously they subscribe to the additional product lines that our feature has. So the stickiness of the brand loyalty factor goes both ways, from us to the customers to the end consumers, as well as the other way around from the retailer to delivery solutions as well. The customers do use our portals differently. I mean, there we have customers who basically use the portals on the fly locations, right? As in the pickup locations are not configured, but they want to just do it on the fly. You can use the portal for that. Some of them, our platform is one thing that we have delivery solutions as a platform product. There are also this public facing APIs. Some of them, they just want to use the APIs and they do nothing to do with the portal, right? So all these public facing APIs for the order flow or for the label creation or for whatnot, right? I mean, there are different use cases for different APIs. Some of them just use the APIs. Some of them, they use our product only for the returns piece of the coin. They've got nothing to do with the same day delivery and shipping. What I'm trying to say is the portal is not a same day delivery or a shipping platform alone. It's an omni-channel experience, meaning if the customer has their e-commerce front-ended or they have the backend through say some other OMS system which is there, they could still pipe into delivery solutions for one or two of these modules that they individually want. It's not an take all or none situation. The integration that they have, they can still keep their current existing integration with whatever provider or whatever carrier that they have and still plug into delivery solutions for making that end-to-end flow complete.
It doesn't matter if you're a grocer, you carry big and bulky items, beauty, everyone can use delivery solutions in one way or another to help make their peak season easier. Whether that's orchestrating the right orders to the right providers, controlling the hours that their customers are allowed to place orders, everything from automatically self healing an order that might have had a cancellation or a failure without the need of a person manually going in there and fixing that order.
I would say the main value would be orchestrating amongst these multiple providers. I think that's what our customers or retailers are mainly looking for to come to delivery solutions versus going directly with these providers one on one. That's one piece. And the second piece is self-healing of the orders than the orders getting cancelled or the orders getting failed, which is a default product line that we've built within the platform where the orders get self-healed or the exception management scenario gets handled. I think these two are the main values. The third thing is the ease and the convenience of delivery solution portal, which is pretty self-explanatory for all the store ops and all the customer retailer admins to use it and say override some of these order cancellations or orders itself. Go in and then see what the error is. There's a very good feature within the platform itself that shows you basically the logs that anyone can read. You need not be very technical for that. So you can go through and find out what the issue is if a certain order fails or cancels. So that convenience and the comfort factor that they have in using the portal would be the third point as a value add.
Different verticals have different holidays that they consider more important than others. A grocer might not need to pay more attention on Black Friday, but on Thanksgiving and the week following up to Thanksgiving and Christmas and all of the holidays in December, it is important for them to, no matter what, be able to rely on delivery solutions throughout the year, especially through these holidays, to be able to maintain the peak volume that is about to come.